This is my favorite time of year. It's Carol with some nail shenanigans for St. Patrick's Day. I hope you enjoyed this video that I produced this time. I had so much fun doing it, and I hope you enjoy and that you learn something. Enjoy! Hi guys, it's Carol again. I know I have been slacking on the job, but as you guys can see, I am going to do a fresh set right now. And I pre-prep off camera because I didn't want this video to go for too long. And I pre-cut and now I'm measuring to make sure that all the tips are the same length. We're going to be going in with some Entourage Nail Gallery products, the monomer, the clear, and I believe I use Kiera Sky in something flamingo. Y'all forgive me. I'm tired. I've been working myself to the bones. And that's why you haven't seen me, but I'll be back. I'm back. I'm using my favorite uh, brush. And I'm going to give it a little burp. And most of you, if you've been watching my videos, you know I like to do a thin layer of clear on my nails. For some reason, I feel it protects my nails, and it does. And if I'm ever using glitter or any type of encapsulation, I don't want it resting on my natural nails. In this case, I did a simple pink and green St. Patrick's Day nail. It was all I needed to pull off the look that I was trying to do. And yeah, so right now, all I'm doing is on all 10 fingers, applying a thin layer of Entourage Nail Gallery Clear and letting it do what the clear does for me. Whenever I am downstairs in my living room, guys, it is cold as if we have a ghost down there or something. So the temperature is always messing with the products. So you'll see me holding the acrylic on the brush for a little while. It's not going to mess up your brush, one. And two, I just need that extra time for the product to start doing what it does because it's just cold down there. So I'm launching my e-magazine. Once the edition comes out, I would let you guys know. And so editing, cutting, pasting, finding people to go into the magazine, y'all pray for a sister. I have been overworking myself. But I love doing what I do, so I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's why y'all miss me. And I miss y'all too. So, yeah, all we're doing here is putting some clear on all 10 fingers. And for those who are learning to do acrylic and for whatever the reason you're scared, a little bit apprehensive, when I started doing nails, I didn't build my confidence until I was able to put the clear down and then start working. And what I realized was whenever you're working with pigmented powder, there is some adjustments you have to make to your liquid to powder ratio. And working with clear allowed me to be like, oh, the clear is a little bit more pliable. And whenever you're using powder that has pigment, you literally have to adjust a little bit for how much liquid is in the powder mixture before you put it down. And it boosted my confidence. Perhaps you would want to try the clear method. I know there's a lot of videos out there that just work with a lot of pigmented powders, and because they've been doing it for a while, it's easy for them to do it, but there is an adjustment, and each company's powder works slightly different than the other. So if you're purchasing a powder and they come with a clear, I would suggest you purchase the clear and start working with that, and then work with the lightest shade the powder has, the company has, and then the more highly pigmented powders until you kind of figure out Oh, wow. Each one has a little bit of an adjustment to do. That's my tip of the day. And as you can see, I keep cleaning my brush. It's not fully in focus, but you can definitely see there's some brush cleaning going on. So I'm saying all of that to say, please clean your brush in between your applications. I just gave my brush a little bit of a tap. That's to make sure that all the powder on the brush gets liquefied or wet before I put it down. And you can work it from side to side, stretch it out, and that one bead, I was able to pull it all the way down. And like I said, this is not for thickness or anything. This is just to foundation for me to work on. If I'm working on a guest, I don't want them to mess with the integrity of my prep. So I tend to give them a quick brush down with a little bit of a clear powder. My mind could rest at ease that they're not touching something and compromising the prep on the bottom. And this is some non-dominant hand work going on right here. So you'll see me hesitate a little bit. I want to make sure that my brain adjusted for the fact that I switch hands on it. And so therefore, I slow down a little bit. I think it's called Let's Flamingo or something like that. It's Kira Sky. I have a lot of Kira Sky products and I don't use them a whole lot. I have so many choices. I have my own powders. I have a whole bunch of stuff. So I decided to go in with Flamingo. Beautiful, soft pink. Most of y'all know that I am a colorist. I do color hair all day long in addition to doing nails. So colors, I have a great understanding of colors and how they work and what complements each other. So I needed to find the right shade of pink that will reflect what my natural flesh color would look like, if that makes sense to you. So if you never put enhancement on your nail, some people's nail could have a natural pink flush to it. Some people actually have a beige flush to their nails. And that has to do with the blood supply, how much blood is showing at the surface of the nail. Mine give more of a pink than it does a beige. If you had a beige tone to your natural nail, this would work well as well to choose a beige powder. And bougie beige might be an option for you. So I'm using pink because I know I'm going to finish these nails off with a green V-shape or French tip, however you want to call it. Yeah. I keep saying I'm going to go online and order a Galileo thermometer so I know what the temperature on my table is so I can adjust, but I haven't done that yet. I'm putting a reverse bead at this point. I'm working backwards to the apex and to join it with the apex, as well as pull the thickness to the front. And once again, like I said, the temperature in the room is not right. So solidifying the powder is taking a little bit of time to do that. And this set that I'm doing right here, I woke up first thing in the morning to do it because y'all know for St. Patrick's Day, I am the world's tallest leprechaun. in my neighborhood, in my area. Everybody knows me for that. And so I had to be going around mingling and taking pictures with folks and stuff. And a sister needed my nails done. So I soaked them off the night before. And this is like 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm here. And maybe 4:30-ish. And no way I was going to show up without nails that day. So don't judge me too harshly on the application. I was half asleep. I'm taking a small bead and I'm filling in the back close to the cuticle, uh, minimizing no flooding, making sure that it's not stuck to the skin. You want to be able to see the side walls all the way around the nail. Police up the side. So when the powder is coming out that liquid, I'm using the body of the brush to, you know, pull the powder forward. When the powder is, the temperature is not right, it does give you the process that the powder goes through to solidify becomes compromised. So some of the instructions I'm given might not sound like what you're familiar with, but I'm adjusting for when the temperature is not right. And as you guys know, I do not edit out. I do not edit out as much as possible. I do not edit out difficulties that I am having because I want you to see it. I want to share that experience with you. So just in case you're having an issue, you can see you're not alone, one, and two, how I go about doing it. And perhaps if you're looking for a solution, that you have some solutions in your back pocket. Right? So what the powder should be doing, because I will pick it up, hold it for a second, it should be a little bit more spreadable and not so liquid. That's right. So you'll be able to pull it forward like I'm doing right now. So it has to be on my nail for quite a few seconds before it will even start solidifying for me to pull it forward. Just play with it with your brush so that it doesn't go down into your side walls and stuff like that. It will eventually do what acrylic does and solidify. But if you're used to doing it quickly and it's not doing it, perhaps the temperature in the room is off one way or the other. It's too cold, it's too warm. But overall, it was such a beautiful application. Um, if I wasn't pointing those things out to you, you probably would have overlooked them. But it was such a joy using Kiara Sky powder, regardless of my temperature in the room. And I was like, wow, I forgot how pleasant it was to use Kiara Sky products. So hint, hint, you might see me use a little bit more of their stuff. Yep, so I'm putting down a bead right in the middle where, a little bit beyond where the nail enhancement and my natural nail meet. When I'm doing it, when I'm doing my nails a little bit shorter, I tend to go a little further back because there's a certain shape I like to look for. And when I put it on a little further back than where it actually meets the tip and the nail enhancement, it gives me that shape I'm looking for. Don't ask me to explain it. I know what I'm talking about. It sort of like finds the waist of the nail, You know, if a nail was a person, you have your waist, your thighs. It sort of like finds the waist. Cinch it a little bit. And I'm tucking that bead nicely into the cuticle area. If you have the slightest flooding, guys, clean it up at this point in the game. Pinky bead. And my pinkies tend to be a little bit, they're very much smaller in proportion. Everybody's finger, the pinky is smaller, but mine's, I feel, is a significantly smaller than the rest of the nail. So I tend to apply that a little differently. So this one I started in the cuticle area, cleaning up the little bit of flooding. So guys, this is St. Patrick's Day. So this is Sunday, the 17th. And on the 23rd, I'm heading out. So on Saturday, I'm heading out to New Orleans. But this video was made a week in advance. I'm only just now getting a chance to do the voiceover. So I'm going to New Orleans, and y'all know my preferred shape is the stiletto. I did these coffin shaped because I was thinking that I can remove the gel, readjust the shape, and I'm good to go. But y'all know me. They're not even 2 weeks old, so and I did them permanent. I did them to stay on. So I'm thinking I'm just going to readjust them, but forgive me if I lied, okay? And if I did a fresh set, forgive me. We shall see. And this trip I'm taking to New Orleans is a bunch of salon owners training for customer service and really doing a better job at taking care of our guests. Alrighty, it's at this point, oh, excuse me, guys. At this point, it is, I started at 4:30, we about 4:45 now. A little bit tired. Guys, I miss you all so much. I miss putting videos out. But I am working on a large project. I tried launching a e-magazine last year. I shouldn't say try because we did launch it. It was just a cold reception. So that meant I had to go back to the drawing board and come back. So a year later, I'm back with that project. And this time, I think I really hit it on the head. The people who supposed to be supporting me, like the people who will be selling the ads in the magazine, um, the graphic designers. So I'm coming back. I'm not doing it by myself. I have help now, and I'm so excited about it. But anything worth doing takes time, as well as I'm trying to support my sisters and have them support me in my nail journey. And yeah, it's a little bit much. Sometimes my ambition will kill me, I think, one of these days. But at least I would die doing what I love doing. So I'm not at all complaining. Where we at? So I'm switching hands here. Am I? Yep. You can see even though I was holding it, it's still a little bit liquidy. And on this video, I didn't do a lot of, other than the transitions, I did not do a lot of like um, editing in terms of slowing down and speeding up anything. Y'all, I don't want to say it again, but y'all understand. I have a little spillage there, guys. What are you guys having for St. Patrick's Day dinner? I actually sent my husband out for corned beef and cabbage because, y'all, I ain't cooking nothing. I literally just got up off of the couch, took a 2 hour nap before I did a voiceover on this. But I really wanted to have a St. Patrick's Day video out there on St. Patrick's Day. So this is just some non-dominant handwork. And I was surprised that it was so early in the morning and that I had the wherewithal to put this set down without major flooding going on. But I am taking my time, placing the beads down. Don't be afraid to work it into where you want it. Take the tip of your brush and manipulate the powder if it's beginning to kind of flow in directions you don't want it to go in. Clean up your brush. And guys, if you're working with good powder, I don't care what the temperature in the room is, your brush should be exactly as clean as it is. Just keep wiping it, keep it clean. Tuck it in nicely. On this hand, there's certain nails that the next day I had to refile it, hand file it, because I kind of felt like the shape was a little bit awkward. But y'all, I got so much compliments on such a simple plain set that sometimes I tend to do a lot of stuff, add stuff to the nails, and it's so unnecessary. People are just like, ooh, this is so beautiful. Simplicity, just a little bit more simpler than all the fussy stuff I can do at times. Even though I believe in nails matching whatever you're doing. So, if you're going to a wedding, you might want to do something a little bit more classy. But if you're going out to something fun party, you're dressing up, I'm all for it. So, and sometimes if you dress the body up a lot, doing a simpler nail is okay. In this case, y'all, I dress up like a leprechaun. That's a whole over the top kind of look, anyways. And I felt like the simpler nails was exactly what the doctor ordered. Alrighty. I'm still with you guys. I'm just observing the process just as much as you guys are. Sometimes when I am applying and I'm doing the voiceovers, I'm literally getting a chance to pay attention myself. Oh, I have to laugh at myself, but that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm paying attention as if I'm in class myself. Of course, if I see something that I need to say something about, I will. So right here, I am putting down the bead. It's trying to run away from me. I'm using the tip of the brush just to manipulate it, give it a second to solidify or for that process to start so that I can actually work it the way I want it to. And in the event that you wait too long, just take the body of the brush. The product is still workable. It might not be workable enough for you to use the tip of the brush anymore, but you can use the body of the brush and pull, and it will work. I'm just building up the front right here. I'm hoping my husband find a brisket at the commissary. I was taking care of so many things I didn't even pay attention to what I was going to eat today. Do you guys like corned beef and cabbage? My husband hates it, but I absolutely loves it. So about last night, right? So we went out to, I have a girlfriend, she's a trucker. Yes, I used to be a trucker back in the day myself. So I have a girlfriend who's a trucker. She came in last night. I did her hair. And her birthday was 2 days ago. She got married in the Dominican Republic. And so she's back now. And so we went out last night to celebrate a little bit. So we went to this, I guess it could be, it's a Hispanic restaurant anyways. I'm not sure if it's Mexican or if it's Dominican owned, but the food is, let me tell you something, y'all. All I can say while I was eating the food is, oh my God. And literally, all we had was drinks and appetizers. So they brought out this tree that had 4 miniature bottles of Patron on it, and it had margaritas in it, and them things were strong. You can smell the Patron through the bottles. So she had two of those. I had two of those. My husband is not much of a drinker. Y'all know he's a marathoner. And we had some chicken wings and some, what the heck you call that stuff? The green stuff. What do you call it? You make it with avocados. Um, oh my gosh. All right, guys, let's talk about meals. I can't remember the name of um the one you make with the avocados, tomatoes, onions, lemon juice, guacamole. Guacamole. Oh my God, guys. And the guacamole came with chicharron. Y'all, if you have a restaurant like that, go try it. Oh, that's all I can say. That's all I can say. It was just amazing. We had a good time. So here it is. I am building up the thickness on the front of this nail. I can tell it's a little bit thin to the front. Um, it's a little bit thin to the front. So guys, so while we're there, this couple came in, and apparently it's a guy who wanted to date my girlfriend at one point. Okay, no problem. They sitting at the bar. We are on one of the wrong tops. And apparently he told his female about my girl. So she kept on rubbernecking. It was the funniest thing. You guys can see me cleaning up the side of the nail. That one came out a little bit runny. Let's see what it's doing before I finish this story. Yeah, all right. So it's pretty much staying in place now, and I'm using the body of the brush. You'll see me sort of like pulling on it to get that to come down. And I have to admit, guys, this particular nail, even I'm looking at it right now, it kind of look ugly to me, but who knows? Who cares? It's a thumbnail, right? And it's some non-dominant handwork. And isn't that Kiara Sky just so dreamy to look at? Goodness gracious. If you guys don't have some, none of these company pay me, guys, so I can say what I want. But if you don't have some Kiara Sky, try some, guys. It's some beautiful powder, and it will help with the lumps and bumps if some of y'all are still experiencing lumps and bumps. Beautiful powders. If you're struggling with, if you're at the stage, and if you're at the stage, you know what I'm talking about, where your nails just won't do right and it just comes out lumpy and bumpy regardless of what you do. I would want to say, when I was looking for a powder, and it's the reason why mine's is user friendly, is because you can get away with not having lumps and bumps with the powder. You have to literally work hard to make it give you lumps and bumps. Yes, I'm just filling in. And look at the nail from side to side. It will show you, it will reveal to you where you need extra product on the nail. So I'm just examining my nails right now to make sure that I'm satisfied with where everybody's at. And obviously I must not have been satisfied with the thickness on the front of this one, because I went back in and put a little bit of powder on there. And I'm pulling it forward. And if you guys can pinch and expand, you'll see the shape of the nail I'm talking about. I kind of wanted to have a little bit of a big booty Judy, a small waist, and then so it sort of like narrows to the front. Right? And even though this is non-dominant handwork, I usually have to do some hand filing to get it perfect on the right hand, but it can be done. And now I think I'm going in with some clear and encapsulating. Let's make sure that's what I'm doing before I carry on with this juicy story. Yeah, so right now I'm just encapsulating with clear. Now, this is not a process you have to do if you use enough of the pigmented powder that you're working with. You do not have to encapsulate. But guys, I'm cheap as hell, so but I shouldn't even say that. I just wanted enough pink on the nail for it to look like flesh color. And of course, if you put a little bit more, it can actually be more opaque than it is translucent. And I was looking for translucency. And so I put it down thin enough, yet thick enough, that I will get the translucency that I want, but I didn't want it to come out too opaque. All right? Okay. So right now I'm just encapsulating with clear because the nails did go down exactly the way I wanted them, a little bit on the thinner side. And so now I'm using the clear to build it up. All right? So yeah, we at the bar, and my husband, my girlfriend, and myself, we having a blast. And she and I are dressed like leprechauns. So, you know, folks are telling us how fun we were and stuff like that. So girlfriend goes to the bathroom. She goes over there, say hi to the guys. To the guy, come back. And when we were leaving, she sort of like wedged herself between the guy and the girl and said goodbye to him, and she kissed him on the cheek. Well, she's just texting me and said the lady's trying to break up with her boyfriend. And I just thought it was funny. I just thought it was funny. But anyways, it's one of those nights that when you dress like a leprechaun, you can get lucky, you can get in trouble. I'm still chuckling. It was funny. It was funny. Anyways, be nice, guys. When you go out and you see your ex-boyfriends and girlfriends and stuff, just be nice. That's all I'm trying to say. So here, guys, you all are going to notice that I'm doing this lot of hand filing work. This one, I kind of really wanted to do some hand filing. Y'all know I did a video on hand files and stuff, and I have all the brand name hand files, and for some reason, I come back to the original old school files that I used to use. I do use the other ones as well, but there's something about the old school files, maybe because that's what I learned on. I just like those files, but I think they're pretty damn cool. Has no particular brand name. If you have a nail beauty supply store that you shop at, you will find them there. And they just come in an unmarked package, bunch of them. I buy the whole package, something like 50 nail files or something like that. Hand files. And I have all the other brand name ones, and I have them for when I'm using, let's say I'm doing not polish, I would use a not polish hand file. But really, I like the old school one. So you can choose to use whichever hand file you use. I'm saying that to say if you're purchasing stuff and you don't have a place to buy them, you buy whatever you want. But I love the old school hand file. Right here, guys, if you have a good hand file game, look, you have a game, right? Most people want to rush past the hand filing stage. And I want to tell you, I went to this guy here in my hometown for years. And yes, he does use e-file. He used the industrial side type of e-file. But guys, he never reaches for his e-file until after he spent significant time with the hand file. It is a thing, guys, right? It truly is an amazing thing if you have a good hand file game. You see, I'm going over the top. I'm removing bulk out of places that I feel like right here. Yep, right there where I felt like it was disproportionate to the rest of the nail. I am filing that out over the top with the hand file. Yes, you can do that with your e-file. You can do it with a sanding band. You can do it with a tornado bit. You can do it with a safety bit. You can do it with whatever. There's just something about hand filing first, getting that look that you want, and then go back and refine with your e-file. That's my rant for the day, guys. I can't stress that any more than I just did. You don't have to take my word for it. I challenge you to try it. I challenge you to try it. Try it, babies. Let me know. Drop in the description box. Try it. And let me know in the description box if you see any significant change to your work when you hand file, right? And when I'm hand filing in this position, I'm literally hand filing it as if I was looking at my guest's hands. I have a little bit of a flooding, nothing significant. It happens when I go get my nail done too. But if you have major flooding, it happens. This hand, I'm using my right hand to assist me in filing. You guys will hear me talk about my nail besties. Y'all will hear me talk about brain confusion. That's what I'm talking about. When the right hand is like, okay, I need to use the right hand to help me as opposed to the left hand filing. The right hand is assisting in doing that in certain cases. Right there, I had a thin layer, very, very thin layer of flooding. I'm checking them out as a group to see that they are actually cloning each other, for lack of a better word. You know what I mean? When I put all my fingers together and I look at it, I'm doing that to make sure that they all are beginning to look like they belong to each other, like they're siblings. And right on the side there, you see me working out some um, flooding that took place. And it's, if you can stop the video, pinch and expand, you will see it's not significant, but it's something that you definitely want to clean up. This video runs for about an hour and 1 hour, 1 minute, 45 seconds. And I don't think I have an intro and an outro on it yet. So it's a fairly lengthy video, and it's the reason why I did not include the prep work part. But I got some really good shots, I thought. You see, I'm using my right hand to help me work the... In comes the e-file. I promised you guys I was going to e-file it, but I was going to spend some time hand filing. So now I'm going around. This is what you, please, if you can, pinch and expand the video right here. Don't ask me what I'm doing. I'm doing it. Yes, and I am going through the sides now, and I am cleaning up the part back here that might make you get some hair stuck on the nail, and that usually just means you didn't get the back smooth enough. I will smooth it with the e-file with my tornado bit, and then I will also go back with a sanding band back there. I think I'm just adjusting the speed of my, of my e-file, and usually I show you what the speed is. Obviously I didn't do it here. And this part tends to, you want the e-file to be operating at a little bit of a faster speed. So when you're prepping, I like to do a 2,000 or 3,000 RPMs for the natural nail. And then when I'm doing this part right here, yes, right there, I want the e-file to be running about 15,000 RPM. Sometimes I can go as far as 18,000 RPMs, right? Anything higher than that, I'm probably removing gel. And you have to be careful not to burn the guest or yourself when raising the e-file to anything more significant than that. And guys, you can see my nail besties. You can see when I go around the cuticle section, you can literally see, pinch and expand right here, you will literally see, how should I say that? uh, what do I want to say? You can literally see me go around it, that there's space between the natural nail, the cuticle, and the enhancement. That's what I want to say, right? When you go around the cuticle area, you literally want to see that. Right where the camera is looking down at my nail right here, you can literally see a clearing. It's not stuck to the cuticle. That will be significant in you not having lifting. It is scary when you have something moving at 15,000 RPMs around your cuticle. You kind of scared. But if you have a full grip, and you see my pinky finger from the right hand is supporting the pinky finger of the left hand, you definitely want to have support when doing this, because you don't want the file to jump off and cut your skin or your guess. I'm going on the bottom of it here and making sure I straighten that line on the side. And then we just repeat the same thing on the opposite side. I want to see the clearing between the cuticle and the nail enhancements. Yeah, yeah. This side, I put my finger down. Whenever I'm putting my finger down, that's stability, right? Um, it's a little different when you stabilize in the hand on the opposite side. And of course, the instructions will be different, but my thumb is the stabilizing factor on this when I'm on the opposite side, right? So my thumb is holding that finger, and when the thumb is not there, you will see me put my finger down. That is because something has to stabilize my finger. I also use these homemade jars that I made. You might see me use them on another video, or I may put my finger against a jar of acrylic powder. That's what it is I'm doing. Whenever I pick up my finger, the thumb gets in place and pushes against it for the stabilizing. And when it's not there, you will always see me put my finger down. If I don't, you will see the file skip. And that's what I don't see. Put it down. That's what I don't want you to do. When the file is skipping, you take a huge risk of injuring yourself or your guest. It's almost second nature, guys. I will put my hands down when I need stability on the opposite hand. You see where my thumb is? It's almost off, but the thumb is now underneath that finger, providing support. I'm sorry, my hand is a little bit off, so you really can't see what I'm talking about. But there it goes down again. And I'm hoping that you guys can see my nail besties where I am creating that clearing, that space in between the sidewalls and the cuticles, ensuring that you don't experience lifting. My thumb is underneath it. You can see the nail of the thumb poking out there. And then for comfort, I will either put my hand down, and it's mostly because I want to see when I'm working. You see the e-file just jumped. You want to avoid that as much as possible. I'm giving you a peek, guys. I'm not showing you. I'm sorry. At this point, I really should have a jar underneath my hand because you can see where it's jumping. I can't tell you how dangerous it is. Don't do it because I did it. I'm telling you, you may want to try and stabilize your hand somehow. So I actually decided, since it was doing that on the pinky, I wanted to hand file it a little bit. So now that is all done, I hand filed it, I washed my hands, I buffed it out. I am going in with a clear layer of Gloss It by Nut Polish. I love that stuff, guys. And I am going to give it a nice layer of Gloss It. I needed to mention something before I did that, and before I wash my hand. I have this ritual that I do with the cuticle oil, where I put the cuticle oil down so I can make sure that I can see that the cuticle went all the way around my fingers without seeping underneath the extensions, the enhancement. I skipped that part. I apologize for that, but it's a very important part for me when I'm instructing that I, instruct you to, if you're still at that stage where you're not sure if you did a good job or not, to do that. But doesn't those look good, guys, for just a clean, just simple set? I haven't done one of those in quite some time. And so for my nail besties, who this might be one of the first videos you're viewing, whether it's one of your first videos of mine or just your first video period, or you're just discovering Entourage Nail Gallery, I absolutely hope you enjoyed a simple set, because sometimes we can do a lot of complicated stuff that could confuse beginners. So alrighty, I'm going to cure that for a full 60 seconds. And now I am going in with my green liner pen, my liner gel, and I'm just creating a V shape, or my rendition of it anyways, at this ungodly hour in the morning. So I hope you see what I was talking about when I chose the color pink that I did. I really wanted it to almost look like it was my natural pink that you're seeing underneath it. That's the illusion that I was going for. Yep. And I am actually using the brush directly from the inside of the gel. I do have I have a lot of liners. I'm downstairs in my living room doing this on a area that I have set up for doing nails, so I can sit in front of the TV, guys. I didn't want to admit that, but that's what it is. I'm sitting in front of the TV watching my crime movies early in the morning while I do my nails. Make sure you get them on the side and on the free edge. And I'm just doing the outline and then pulling the brush forward to fill in the spots that needs to be colored. And I only do one coat, so make sure when you're doing this part that you do a good job filling it in with that one coat, because sometimes I feel like when I do two coats, it come out too thick and there's like a ridge line on it. And when I did it this time, it was just smooth. You will, if you've experienced doing it twice, you know what I'm talking about. Um, and I wasn't really going for perfection here. I was just going to make sure that when I go out and I'm meeting people and greeting people, that my nails was saying that something. Then I'm going to cure that for a full 60 seconds in my lamp. And the reason why you're not seeing the lamp, seeing me actually do it, I have an old beat up lamp at home, so we're not showing you guys that. And I'm doing the same thing on the opposite hand. Not much to see here. We just filling it in. Let me know what you think about the color combination. It was really simple. The right shade of pink. So back in the day before we had so many options for pigmented powder, I want to say it was OPI had a class. Oh no, was it D&D? And D&D, you used to have to mix D&D powders. So some of us old school folks would have to, if you wanted a pink, you had to mix one part and two parts of something else or whatever to get what you wanted. So somebody took all the guesswork out of that and mix the powder for us. But I still like to do that because I that's what we did. If you wanted pigmented powder back then, and you really didn't have much options. You really, really didn't have much options. But it's a skill that I still have. All the torture they used to put us through if you wanted to do nails. Oops, careful. And once I spill that, I'm thinking, you should have been nuking these nails as you went along, which I wasn't doing. But it was kind of scary when I knocked it over and had to pick it up. And the nails are still wet. We are closing in on, we have about 3 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes left at this point. And like I said, this is like the simplest form of drawing. I wasn't even trying to be precise about the shape. I just needed green nails. And when I have the opportunity to do another video, I will make sure that my artwork, I spend a little bit more time on this part of it, since this one was just, look, I got to get out the door. I didn't want to stay up late at night to do it. I much rather wake up early in the morning than to stay up late at night. And so I was just I was just doing them. Yeah, yeah. I'll knock it over again. And then I was going to cure that for another 60 seconds. And then I'm going to come back. Oh, I missed a spot. Sure did. And then I'm going to come back and give you a quick reveal. So that's it. And it worked perfectly fine. It was a simple green set. And as soon as I got to work, the girls was like, oh, that's cute. And I'm like, you know what? When I do all the other nails, nobody says that, but whatever. So here it is. I'm doing that ritual I was telling you about where I put the cuticle oil down. I'm really hydrating the nails, but I really want to see that the liquid goes around and that there's no cuticle oil going up underneath the acrylic. Well, thank you for watching, guys. Love y'all.